So, hello everyone. Let's get started. Um, our speaker has requested that questions be after the talk, so you can put your questions in the Zoom chat, and we'll get them answered afterwards. So we're so happy to have Fatima Akinola from the University of Florida doing an Our Stories talk today. So, Fatima, please take it away.
Awesome. Well, hello everyone. Good evening. Really, really excited to be here. And I was very, very honored when when I got the email to speak here today. So I hope you take away some messages from my talk today, and I hope that inspires you. Again, I will give you my email so that you can ask me any questions at any point in your career. If you need someone to talk to, just again, should talk to me. Okay, so this is a really pretty picture that I love, also because it enters well into the background. What I'm wearing is an Ankara print. So I'm originally from Nigeria, and this is kind of like what we wear back home. So I just wanted to put that out there because that also signifies an identity that I represent. Okay, let's begin. Who am I? Where have I been? What have I been up to? I'm a mathematician. I've always been. Um, I didn't know that I was going to choose it as a career, but I embraced it and I'm grateful that I did. So I had a BSc in math. I did my bachelor's degree in math in my home country, Nigeria, and I graduated in 2018. And then I moved to the States in 2019 for my master's degree. I did that in Marshall University, West Virginia. So it's a really nice campus in Huntington, West Virginia. I graduated in 2021. I liked that I have like my graduation pictures all like showing. So this was my graduation in my home country. This was my graduation in Marshall. And this was my second master's graduation here at UF. So it's been a journey and I'm excited to share it with you. Ooh. I wanted to start talking about my journey at Marshall University because, in a way, that's where my research experience kind of stemmed from. And I also just wanted to add this into the slides because I didn't research in my undergrad, yes, but it was an independent study kind of research. My professors, I didn't do any original work. So it was nice that when I came to the States, I was able to, find an advisor to work with. So I just also wanted to share that. I finished Marshall University with a 4.0 GPA, so that's a really amazing. That was a really good time for me. My research area then was in graph theory. I was a graduate assistant, so that's how I was able to pay for my master's program. My advisor, he actually moved from MU to Stenson University here in Florida. So he's no longer at MU, but his name is Dr. Michael Schroeder. And we worked on Hamilton cycle decompositions of complete multipartite graph. Again, it was an original work. And we finally got our paper published. I'm a first author, so that was a big, big, big win for me. It finally came out. The issue will come out in 2025, but the paper was published in 2024. You can look it up on the Discrete Math page, and it's an interesting read. We kept working after my master's, and so we were able to finish and complete finding all of the Hamilton cycle decompositions of multipartite graphs. So it was a very big win for me. Moving on to UF, currently I'm a fourth year PhD student. So PhD student meaning I'm not a candidate yet, but hopefully by the semester that will change. My research area currently is in geometric graph theory. So I'm working with my advisor. I forgot to put his name on here, but my advisor is Dr. Vince Andrew or Andrew Vince. I don't remember which one is which. But he's an amazing graph theorist, and I really enjoy working with him. I am also a teaching assistant here at UF. So I currently this semester I'm an assistant online, but I also actually taught independently for like 4 semesters. So I was the instructor of record for a trigonometry class. So that was fun. I love teaching. It's my passion. It's actually why I'm doing a PhD. I want to learn math to mostly like the highest place I can learn it. And a PhD gives me that because I get teaching experiences, I get research experiences. And so when I finally move to hopefully a liberal arts college, I have all of the weapons, not weapons, not that's a good word, but I have everything I need. That's what I was hoping to get with that. My research is still in its early stages. I'm working with embeddings of graph in different dimensions, and we defined a function that we want to use to measure the spread of the graph. I try to just not put technical terms in there, so these are, I think, things that people can understand. It's still in its early stages. I'm still working, but I've made some progress, which is fun, which is great. I have found values of that function for, you know, for different graphs. So for various graphs, the complete graph, bipartite graphs, cycle graph, path graph, wheel graph, I'm working currently on finding that value for the function, so the spread function of those graphs. All right, so that's my research journey. That's what I'm doing here at UF. But I also wanted to share my experiences because, it's been 4 years. But yeah, my experiences slides is funny because I termed them significant experiences, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Don't be scared. It's not that bad. And I will explain to you how I have been able to overcome the bad and the uglies. Okay, so the good. One thing I appreciate so much about my time being here at UF is we have an amazing sense of community amongst the graduate students. And that is something I would not trade for anything. To be able to talk to my colleagues, to be able to, know that I'm not alone in this math world. I don't have to do math alone. I can discuss homework problems with my colleagues. We can talk about often just random things. Like one of my colleagues is getting married in India and I'm going to India. So just that sense of community is amazing. Also, our professors are very, very supportive when you seek them. Sometimes even when you don't, they reach out, which is great. But also the moment you show that you need help, they are amazingly resourceful. They try to help you as much as they can. And also UF has amazing choices of areas to research on. So we have, I think, one of the best combinatorics, like research group in the country. So we do enumerative combinatorics, analytic combinatorics, we do graph theory, we do biomathematics, we do probability. So we have a probability group, analysis group, algebra group, number theory groups. So there's a lot of choices to choose from, and you can always go through our website to check out, the areas that they work on. Another thing I wanted to point out that I've enjoyed so much here at UF, which is a really good plus, is the social life. And I'm not saying social life, like we go to party or something, but we have ways that we get together, and that's nice because that also brings us closer as a community. So we have a graduate mathematics association, and they organize events every semester. So one that I love so much because I like to cook, it's the fall and spring potluck. So I'm always like bringing something. I'm always cooking something. So, and it's also nice to like enjoy other people's food and learn about other people's food. So that's always been cool. We always have a spring picnic. So we have a very nice lake here in Florida. Well, Florida is known for its lakes. Anyways, we have a lake that the school owns, so we always go there every spring when the weather is nice and beautiful, and we have spring picnics. We kayak, we get together. It's fun. The GMA also organizes colloquium, and it's student based, so it's a colloquium for the students. So as a student, the moment you think that you have something on your research to talk about, you can always present your colloquium. And again, it's a safe space for mathematicians because it helps you also build your communication skills for when you go for conferences. We also have the AWM. Mostly it's run by undergrads, so that's amazing. But we serve on there as a mentor. So if you don't know what AWM means, it means the American Women, oh my God, Association of American Women in Mathematics. I don't remember the right words, but it's something like that. But yeah, it's a very nice community also here that I love being a part of. I attend their GBMs whenever I can, and it's just nice to see and encourage them in whatever they're doing. Now the bad. Well, the bad in the sense that these are the bads that happened to me. It might not be everyone's bad. I had an incomplete my first semester. It was an experience. I don't like to think about it as something bad. I like to think about it as an experience that I learned from. And I'm very grateful to my professor. He worked with me. Like I was so scared because I didn't even know that incomplete was a thing. I am an international student. In my country, you just fail. They call it a fail, and then you carry it over. But here they're so nice. They just call it an incomplete. So I had an incomplete. I was having a I was struggling in the class, but it was nice to know that, I could have an incomplete on my transcript and then work on passing the class again over the spring. And that's what I did. The professor worked really great with me. He gave me my exams to take. I studied well. A colleague helped me study. So that was really nice. And I passed the class. So that was nice. There's something we call a first year exam in my department, and it's different in other departments. So in my department, in your first year, you have some choices of classes to take an exam in, and they're called a first year exam. They're usually taken um, before the next semester starts. So say, for example, the fall semester ends in December. In January, you take the first year exam. So you have like, the winter break to prepare for it. But what helped me also on the first year exam, apart from failing it, was I got more tries and I was able to get it right. So that was good. Um, the ugly, the ugly. I feel like this is something that everyone in a PhD at some point will go through. And that's just because I feel like PhD is uncharted waters. You're doing something new, and it's all right to feel or to have all of these things. So, one, let me talk about exam anxiety. I had that a lot, and also particularly because, I failed exams. So, I just felt very incompetent at some point. But I was able to work with the Counseling and Wellness Center. So that's a CWC. I was also able to, so they referred me to the DRC. So DRC is a Disability Resource Center. And they found a very good accommodation that worked for me. So I took my exams at the DRC. Um, and that was just very, very helpful. That really, really helped me. And I was able to, you know, have more time and be able to take more time on an exam and just like take it in a much more calmer environment. I think just seeing other people in a class probably just made my anxiety worse. But anyways, um, imposter syndrome. I feel like this is something that every international student might at some point experience. And that's just because the educational system is different in every part of the country, every part of the world. So even though I had a 4.0 coming from Marshall University to UF, I still just didn't feel like, I belong. It felt like, oh my God, what am I doing here? But I'm grateful. I'm grateful to my colleagues. Whenever we had study sessions, whenever we talked about our assignments, they really, really made me feel so much better. They helped me a lot. Because I think just having people to talk to and not feeling like you're alone gives you that sense of, again, it just comes down to community. I'm very big on community, and that's why that's important for me. So relating with my colleagues really helped me a lot with imposter syndrome. Anxiety with research. Okay, so I had mentioned earlier, research is uncharted waters. You don't know what you're going to expect, and so that's what anxiety is. Anxiety is just you not knowing what to expect, but that's okay. We have amazing resources on campus, and one of them is, and I've used two actually that helped me so well. So we have something called a Gator Well, and they have like coaching, like they have coaches. I think they call them coaches. But yeah, I worked with a coach and we worked on so many different things that were contributing to my anxiety, and it was just nice to talk to someone. We also have access to a free therapy with the Counseling and Wellness Center, but I didn't like group therapy. I wanted a one-on-one therapy, and the CWC was able to find me an online um therapy app that I work with, and that has made things so, so much better. I'm not perfect, but I'm so much better than I was in my first year. So I know I said ugly, but it gets better. It really, really does. Lastly, I wanted to introduce you all to PhD at UF if you're ever considering it. To get in, I remember doing an interview with the admissions chair, and I was like, what do I need to get into UF? And he's like, he needs three things. Well, three most important things. Everything else is important, but these are the three important ones. One, your bachelor's degree, how good were you? And it's absolutely fine if you're not like 4.0. That's perfection is not, examination is not the true test of knowledge. You don't have to beat yourself up about it. However, you should find ways or places where you have good strengths in. So say for example, you have, I don't know, a 3.0, but you have amazing people who you have done research with who can write great recommendation letters for you. Work with them because those recommendation letters will give the admissions committee an insight into who you are research wise. How do you work well with people? How do you, what do you bring to the table research wise? And then also your research experience. Um, the perks of getting a PhD at UF. Um, we have, I think I was looking at the website right now. It says they have a 4-year funding guaranteed, and then you have an additional year. But on my contract, it says 5 years. So I just know I am funded for 5 years. So that's great. Also, you get to work as a graduate teaching assistant. And we also have various research groups, like I mentioned earlier. And then also we have colloquiums and seminars where people share their research. And then you can also get to know what other people are doing if you think it's something that you like, and you can also work with them as well. And then photos, because why not? I'm a very big picture person. I like to document everything. So the top right corner is me teaching. This was me after class. So my students had left the class and I was just being goofy and I told someone to take a picture of me. In 2023, I got an award for a graduate student teaching award. So that was amazing. It was a surprise. So I was surprised, but I was also grateful that, I was appreciated and the work that I did, is being considered. Um, Actually, the picture with the iPad was my first year at UF. I like that picture because it just reminded me of the times when I was struggling, but then I look back to today and I'm like, yeah, I did it. I wanted a goofy picture, so that's the top what's sorry, bottom right picture, that's actually December. Our department always has end of the year like parties. They call it a party, but it's amazing because they have food. They have really good food. I was trying I don't remember, I think it was a cupcake, but nice picture. And then bottom left is actually my iPad notes from my class this semester. But anyways, thank you so much for listening. I hope you took something from my journey, and I hope that inspires you to just realize that PhD might be for you. Again, it's absolutely fine if PhD is not even for you. You can get a master's. A master's might give you like an insight into if that's what you want, and that's why I shared in the beginning about, my master's at Marshall University. So thank you for listening. I can't see everybody because I've just been talking to my screen. So I hope I can just stop here. And I think my time is up. But yeah, thank you for listening. Sierra,
Thank you so much. You,
awesome.
you're getting a lot of hearts and celebration from everyone. You can't see them, but
Yeah, I can't see. I think I'm finally getting to see but yeah, awesome. I think I have pictures. Oh, sorry, I said pictures. Questions.
there's a question in the chat I can read. So Alexander says, what do you think of students who are distance learning? They ask because they want to get a master's or PhD online.
So I don't know about a PhD online, but okay, that's not probably the best way I want to start that. I have been an online professor for a while. Like I taught trig online. I'm also TAing online. So one thing I think UF does a lot is they it differs with the professors. So discussion boards are like a way that the professors try to encourage communication, amongst the students so that way, they're able to like talk to one another or just share ideas or answer questions. But I think that you can totally go for a master's or PhD online. Our professors are very great with their emails. There's so many times when I will just email professors about like a problem I'm working on, and it might take them a while, just maybe one day later, but I always get responses. So I think if that's what you want, you can totally go for it. And I believe that we have a lot of also resources on campus that can help you to, in case you're suffering, in case you're struggling, not suffering, in case you're struggling with anything. All of the resources I mentioned earlier, the Gatorwell, the Counseling and Wellness Center, they also cater to online students as well. So good luck. Good luck.
Thank you. We have another question in the chat.
Yeah.
Ignacio asks, does the combinatorics group take undergraduate researchers?
Yes. Yes, they do. So, okay. My department has a something called a mentor-mentee program. So whenever you come into the program for your PhD, you're paired with someone in a research group that, someone like an older colleague in a research group that you're interested in. And so my current mentee actually was an undergraduate student here at UF, and he was working actively researching with the combinatorics group. So yes, they do take undergraduate researchers. If you go to their website and you see something you're interested in, you can just email the professor, tell them you're interested, and they can always work with you. So yeah. And thank you so much, everyone. I saw the very nice messages and happy. Yeah, failures are good, actually. Meet the Robinson proof. Okay, I will check out that video. I should check out. Let me copy that now before it goes away. Someone sent a very nice link in the group chat. Okay, I should stop sharing. Am I still sharing my screen?
Yes, you
Okay.
are. Mhm. Oh,
Uh,
it's stopped
did I
now.
stop? I think I stopped.
Yes, it's stopped now.
Okay, awesome. Because I'm like, all right. So any other questions? I think I have a question in the group that was directed at me. So let me see if I can find it because I think it was directed at me. Uh, where is it? Okay, yeah, I see it. Is it fully funded? Yeah, our program is fully funded. So if you get into the program, you will be given a graduate teaching assistant position. And so, yes. So fully funded in the sense that our tuition, so you get a tuition waiver, you get health insurance, and you get stipends. So our page, in fact, I can just put it on here now. So math.ufl.edu is that's our school's website. You can go on there and check out, you know, check out our program, check out the admissions page, check out the research page, just check everything out. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I'm really, really glad to see a good number of people here. Again, my email, I keep forgetting to put that on the slides. I forgot. But here is my email. Please email me. Just make sure to put OURFA²M on like the subject so I know or remember. Oh my goodness. Dr. Palucci? Okay.
Lovely to see you.
I was getting emotional, but everyone, meet Dr. Palucci. And very funny story. Oh my God. Oh my God. Please tell me you stop recording this. This cannot go to the internet. Oh my goodness.
Hi.
I met Dr. Palucci in person in 2022 in Chicago, not Chicago, Illinois. We were at the University of Illinois, Norman, and she actually was one of the people who worked on my research in its early days. So she's like in my literature reviews. It's so nice to see
Oh,
you.
great to see
This is fulfilling for me right now.
you. I'm so
Thank
happy.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining.
Thank you
Oh
for
my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my. Okay. But yeah, did you see our paper? It's finally out. It was beautiful. I remember the day the email came, I was like, "Oh my God. It's
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
here.
Well
It's
deserved.
here.
Yeah.
It's here." I was invited to a conference, an international conference, to talk about graphic compositions. That was like a big thing for me. I was like, this is good. It made me feel like all of those years was so worth it waiting for the paper to come out. It was like I remember seeing the email inviting me for the conference, and I'm like, I had to send Dr. Schroeder an email. Like I had to forward it to him that I don't think, do you think this is a scam? Because like I I could not believe that someone was inviting me to like give a because yeah, I was so glad. I'm still happy about it. So oh my God, I'm so happy to see you.
Too. Yeah. Thank you so much for such a great talk.
Of course. I was so glad that they invited me. It was nice. It was really, really nice. I always love to, share my story because I know I've done math all of my life, but I wanted to be an engineer and then I found myself in math and I'm just glad that it's working out for me. It is. Oh, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, now this is probably the best in the Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to the organizers. Sierra, thank you so much. Again, everyone, if you have any questions, please, my email is in the group, is in the chat. So just message me, and let me know if you have any questions, if you want to talk about anything. It doesn't even have to be math related, just to know that you have, just some other mathematician somewhere. I'm more than happy. I'm a very social person, so you can always we can talk about anything if you want. But yeah, thank you. Thank you all so much for coming. Oh,
Thank you.
Really
We're
great.
so happy to have you.
Yeah.
thank you.
I'm going to the allergy workshop at
Yeah. All right. Bye, everyone.
So nice
Bye-bye.
to meet you.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank you so
Mom.
much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank you guys
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you.
I'm gonna agree
Oh,
with you.
bye.